my favorite trilogy ever created in movie history. And honestly, probably by one of the best directors in the business today. I'm talking about Christopher Nolan, and I'm pretty sure you know what trilogy I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Dark Knight trilogy. My favorite movie of all time is The Dark Knight. But these two other movies that we're going to be watching, Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises, I'm in love with them too. And I just think this universe and these movies are one of the best that cinema has ever had to offer us. So I'm really excited right now, guys, and I hope you are too. We're going to be watching Batman Begins, and we're going to start this trilogy off right with a great Batman movie. Throwing away whatever we just watched with that Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, forget about this. So this is time when Batman gets serious. And some good acting comes into play, and some good villains, and a good story, honestly. So, I mean, you guys know the pattern. I watch the movie with you guys. I give a little commentary on it. I throw a few jabs here and there, but those movies were easier to make fun of. These movies, I think I'm going to have a little tough time making some jokes out of these movies because I can barely find anything wrong with any of them. But like I said, we're gonna be watching together. I'm gonna commentate on it after, give my review of how Christian Bale does his Batman, and just critique the all-around movie of how Batman Begins is as a film and as a whole, and if it holds up, which it does hold up. It's a great, solid movie. Take my advice if you haven't seen it yet. But I haven't watched it in a while. I mean, probably last time I watched Batman Begins was probably maybe a year or two ago. I mean, it's been a while, but it's still fresh in my noggin. So let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's get right into this. Batman Begins. Here we go. I always liked that old form of DC, how they would show those comics like in the beginning. Alright, come on, that's pretty cool. Come on. Going from Batman and Robin to this is like 10 out of 10, much better. I like that transition too.
Rachel, let me see. Find your skeepers and I found it. In my garden.
My garden. It's my garden. Oh, shit. Damn.
You are now a lecher man.
What did he just say?
And I am the devil.
Ooh.
You're not the devil. You're practice.
Oh, shit. That's a good line. Why are they picking on him in the first place, though?
Why? For protection. I don't need protection. Protection for them.
Ha! Damn right. That's my boy. That's Bruce.
Who are you? My name is merely Ducat, but I speak for Raz and Al Ghul, and I'm greatly feared by the criminal underworld. The man who can offer you a path.
On what path can Ra's al Ghul offer?
The path of a man who shares his hatred of evil and wishes to serve true justice. The path of the League of Shadows.
In the first 5 minutes, can't catch a break. He's getting beat up, thrown out of cars. The score in these movies too. I mean, one of my favorites.
Ra's al Ghul. I seek the means to fight injustice, to turn fear against those who prey on the fearful. I can barely stand.
This movie also has a great, has some great one-liners.
Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
What am I saying? That's a great line.
You think your mother will like him?
You're not giving that to Bruce after he fell? Don't you think he needs a little reward? Something to pick him up after breaking his arm?
Gotham's being good to our family. More interested.
As you can see, there's a very more realistic Gotham than the ones we've been seeing in Tim Burton's and Schumacher's version of Gotham. So, I mean, this could look like probably like New York, Detroit, something like that. Why don't you go down a dark alley, being how rich you are?
Walt, do it.
That's fine. Just take it easy.
I said you weren't.
Screw that guy, man. How freaking traumatic would that be for a kid? That would piss me the hell off.
Good news. We got him, son.
I still wouldn't find that to be good news. I'd still want my parents over the freaking killer.
It was my fault, Alfred.
No,
I
it
made
wasn't.
him if I hadn't gotten scared.
It was nothing that you did. It was him. And him alone. Do you still feel responsible for your parents' death? My anger outweighs my guilt.
That's another good line.
You have learned to bury your guilt with anger.
My anger outweighs my guilt.
Now to face the truth. Your parents' death was not your fault. It was your father's.
Damn. How could you say that to him? That's messed up.
My room will be fine.
With all due respect, sir, Wayne Manor is your house.
No, Alfred, it's my father's house.
Your father is dead now.
This place is a mausoleum. If I have my way, I'll pull the damn thing down brick by brick.
This house, Master Wayne.
I sheltered 6 generations of your family. Why do you give a damn, Alfred? It's not your family.
I'll give a damn, because a good man once made me responsible. for what's
Alfred
most
is
precious.
Alfred's family. Come on, man. You can't deny him that.
I wouldn't presume to tell you what to do with your past, sir. Just know that there are those of us who care about what you do with your future.
Haven't given up on me yet.
Never.
Mr. Chill?
Damn, man. Imagine sitting like 5 feet away from the guy who killed your parents in the same room. How would you feel?
Like a lot of people back then, but they don't change what he did.
No, it doesn't.
I gather there's a member of...
Look at the anger in his face and his eyes.
Has he got anything to say?
There we go. Oh, shit. That's fate right there. That's God talking to him. It wasn't his job to kill him.
I should be thanking them.
You don't mean that.
What if I do, Rachel?
That's fate.
My parents deserve justice. I came here to show you that not everyone in Gotham's afraid of you. Only those who know me, kid. Look around you. You'll see 2 councilmen, a union official, a couple off-duty cops, and a judge. Now, I wouldn't have a second's hesitation in blowing your head off right here and right now in front of them. Now, that's power you can't buy. All right?
Why'd they have to push his head like that? What the hell, man?
In the joint, Chill told me a story about the night he killed your parents. They said your father begged for mercy.
No, he didn't.
Begged. Like a dog.
What an asshole.
What? The jacket? Okay. Let me have it. Some nice coat. It's easy with that. They're gonna come looking for me. Who? Everyone. It's a nice gun.
Some nice coat.
To conquer fear, you must become fear. You must bask in the fear of other men.
It's like a hallucinogen.
Master your senses. You cannot leave any sign. Gotham must be destroyed.
Damn. That's like saying they're gonna destroy some place in L.A.
As uncle.
Damn.
What are you doing is necessary, my friend.
Did he know that was gonna explode, though? I mean, like, that's just a coincidence right there. Like a happy accident. Oh, he's gonna save his mentor? You know how much arm strength you would have to pull that off? Look at that! With one arm? Are you crazy?
Something elemental.
One thing I really liked about Batman Begins, it gets more in depth and tells us more about why he became who he was. Unlike just starting like from Batman Michael Keaton, where it just starts as he's already Batman.
Have you told anyone I'm coming back?
I just couldn't figure.
I thought it was really good,
Ramifications of bringing you back from-
really eye-opening for Batman.
You have me declared dead.
Work offered by organized crime must have an attraction to the insane.
Fun fact, he auditioned to play Batman. But I guess he just didn't fit the role of Bruce Wayne. But Nolan kept him around because he liked his look and They picked him to be Scarecrow.
What are you doing, Rachel?
That's a lot of rabies right there. That's a lot of coronavirus. I mean, like, yeah, I wouldn't be standing where he's standing right now.
I am more than aware that you're not intimidated by me, Mr. Falcone. But you know who I'm working for. And when he gets here,
He's coming to Gotham.
yes, he is.
I don't think that Thomas Wayne would have viewed heavy arms manufacture as a suitable cornerstone for our business.
That's 20 years ago. Fredericks. I think after 20 years...
Seems like the business has gotten into the wrong hands, and they're not doing what Wayne wanted to.
Bruce Wayne.
Thomas would
Imagine
probably
saying
know
that to the secretary
but that is
after
what we
being presumed dead for all this time.
It's Wayne Enterprises, Mr. Earl. I'm sure they'll call back. Bruce, you're supposed to be dead. Sorry to disappoint.
That'd be my reaction too.
Wayne. Kevlar utility harness, gas-powered magnetic grapple gun, the 350-pound test monofilament. No mech survival suit for advanced infantry. Kevlar biweave, reinforced joints, tear resistant. This suckle's
Why do they have all this though?
anything but a straight shot. The way I see it, all this stuff is yours anyway.
That's a good comment.
Good. Give it a try.
God damn. That is some stunt. Damn. He would have ripped his arm out of his socket.
The hell was that? Just some nut.
Some crackhead.
If you're uncomfortable, Wayne, you don't want to tell me exactly what you're doing. When I'm asked, I don't have to lie.
True.
But don't think of me as an idiot.
Stops on a dime too.
So what do you think? Does it come in black?
I wonder how many of those he made. That seems like it takes a while to make.
White bats, Master Wayne.
That's frightened me. This time my enemy shared my dread. What the hell are you? I'm Batman.
That's how you do it. There's the line.
Let's go.
It's always cool to hear how the different actors say "I'm Batman" in the movies. Always found that interesting.
What the hell is that?
It's a bat.
That's your nocturnal.
Bats may be, but even for billionaire playboys. 3 o'clock is pushing it.
Damn, 3 o'clock? I could never sleep that long, no matter what time I went to bed.
Pressure.
The ship was carrying a prototype weapon. It's a microwave emitter. It's designed for desert warfare. But
Damn.
it looks like somebody turned it on.
Deep down, you may still be that same gray kid you used to be. But it's not who you are underneath. It's what you do that defines you.
Another great line.
Would you like to see my mask?
Uh,
I use it in my experiments.
such a random thing to say.
Probably not very frightening to a guy like you with these crazies. Can't stand it.
So when did the nut take over the nut house?
Yeah. I remember watching this when it first came out and seeing that made me jump like 10 feet. The mask is so simple, yet when it's laced with that fear toxin, scary as hell.
Where were the other drugs going?
I never knew. I don't know. I swear to God.
Swear to me.
Swear to me. I wonder how long it took him to perfect that kind of like grungy voice. I feel like it would hurt your throat. Or maybe it's like edited in post-production. Look at all those gadgets, man. As a kid, I used to collect those little toys, those spy gear. I used to love those things. I would have a field day with Batman's tech. So fun. Cool.
It's you, isn't it? Everybody's been talking about you.
Fun fact, that's King Joffrey as a kid from Game of Thrones. You know he's out.
Oh, having trouble. They seem to out of drink. You look like a man who takes himself too seriously.
Yep.
Well, in my opinion, you need to lighten up.
You need to lighten up. Yeah, you would have freaking broke every bone in his body right there.
Not bone. I just wanted you to know how hard it was. I synthesized an antidote.
Could you make more?
You planning on gassing yourself again, isn't he?
Well, you know how it is, Mr. Fox. You're out at night looking for kicks. Someone's passing around.
So I'll bring what I have. The antidote.
That's a good cover. This is much more realistic than the Adam West or the Schumacher ways he would get to turn into Batman. The Elevator is such more realistic.
I'm merging your department with archives. And I'm firing you.
What an ass.
Did you get the memo? This is where we make the medicine.
Those are all convicts.
Perhaps you should have some. He's here. Who? The Batman.
The way he says it. The
Whatever
Batman.
does, when a prowler comes around.
That's scary.
Who are you working for? Roz.
I hear bats.
What is that?
All the crazies. They're like, what the hell is that? They must be wondering. What the hell was that? I feel like this car would never be realistic because, like, the way it maneuvers and just like how fast it goes and how big it is and just like it's really unlikely for a car to be that packed with awesomeness.
I need you to go back to Wayne Enterprises right now and start making more of that antidote. I think the police are going to need as much as they can get their hands on, okay?
Oh, my security clearance has been revoked.
Well, stop a man like you now, would it?
I suppose not.
Now, am I pronouncing this right? Mr. Raz Al Ghul?
That's not him.
You're not Ra's al Ghul. I watched him die. So Crane was working for you.
His toxin is derived from the organic compound found in our blue flowers. He was able to weaponize it. It should be you standing by my side saving the world.
I'll be standing right along. Between you and the people of Gotham.
Good answer.
No one can save Gotham.
I beg to differ.
I am going to stop you. You never did learn to mind yourself.
Damn. You just got knocked the hell out.
You burned my house and left me for dead. Consider us even.
Damn, Alfred been working out?
What's the point of all those push-ups if you can't even lift a bloody log? Why do we force? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Give it up on me.
Never.
There's nobody left to send it.
We got one person. Right in the face. Ain't so scary now, are you, Scarecrow?
It's not who I am underneath. But what I do that defines me.
Bruce?
If you finally learn to do what is necessary, I won't kill you. But I don't have to see you.
Damn. You're gonna meet your maker. Accept fate.
Fox, I seem to remember firing you. You did. I got another job. Yours. Didn't you get the memo?
Armed robbery, double homicide. Got a taste for the theatrical like you. Waves a calling card.
When I saw this man, I got freaking goosebumps.
I'll look into it.
Onto the Dark
I
Knight.
never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
Start of a great trilogy. Damn. Batman Begins. Just wrapped it up. Nothing else I can really say about it. It's Batman Begins. It's a great movie. I can't really critique a great movie if there's like nothing I feel like is wrong with it. I mean, I'm still learning the ropes of reviewing films and commentating on them and nitpicking small aspects of films here and there, but to me, it's a solid movie. There was nothing really I could find wrong with it. It's just, there's probably little small aspects of it that didn't make sense to most people, but to me, it's Batman Begins. Come on. All right, guys, that wraps it up for us for Batman Begins, and just such a great movie. The acting, the story, the whole aspect, the movie as a whole. It's something I look forward to when I go to the theater. Like, if I go to the theater and we put on a movie like Batman Begins, I'm kicking back and relaxing the whole entire film, man. Great pick for Christian Bale as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Solid actor, Academy Award-winning actor, and just does a great job. Something I do want to say, though, is because, like, I think I saw Batman Begins first because I was really young when this movie came out. But when I first, maybe sometime after Batman Begins, I grew up and I watched this movie. You guys probably have heard of it, called American Psycho, starring Christian Bale. And he sort of plays the same type of person Bruce Wayne is in this movie. I mean, like, his alter ego, how he has to put on a fake facade for the community and for all the people in Gotham, just so they don't ever put two and two together that he's Bruce Wayne and Batman at the same time. So he has to be like totally different than who Batman is. And so, like, how he acted as Bruce Wayne in this movie kind of makes me think about his character in American Psycho. And that movie, if you've ever watched it, that's a crazy movie. It's very out there, very, very plays with your head. And there's a lot of graphic scenes in that movie, and like that could be a recommendation if you guys want me to watch that and critique it for you guys and like commentate on it. That could be something. But those characters are pretty much similar, and so every time I see him play Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, it reminds me of his character in American Psycho, and just like it popped in my head while I was watching Batman Begins. I thought I'd bring it up. But other than that, Christian Bale, great pick for Batman. I'll give you my rating out of all the Batman for him probably at the end of this part of the section of the video. But other than that, everybody else, Alfred, played by Michael Caine, great actor too, great pick. Christopher Nolan, I don't know if he had anything to do with the cat. I mean, of course he did, he's the director, but I don't know if he played a big part in the casting, but another solid pick. I mean, Michael Caine has been in other movies for Christopher Nolan, like Interstellar, and so, yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know how Hollywood works, they always keep actors they like with the same directors, so they've worked together multiple times, so I could see Christopher Nolan picking him for future movies too. Commissioner Gordon, or Jim Gordon, not Commissioner yet, Gary Oldman, another great actor, great casting in my opinion. I really enjoyed him as Commissioner Gordon, probably my favorite Commissioner Gordon on screen, live action, by far, anybody at the moment. He's a great actor, I really admire him. He takes a lot of character roles, so seeing him like in his regular skin and looking Gary Oldman-ish is refreshing, because like if you've seen like him playing other eccentric, very out there characters like Fifth Element, roles like that, he plays good character roles, so that's another good aspect of this movie. Scarecrow, Dr. Crane, played by Cillian Murphy, he is another underrated actor in my opinion. He is, well, actually he has been in a fair amount of stuff. Peaky Blinders, I heard that's a great show. I haven't watched it yet, but I hear he does a great job in that. He's a very I don't want to say interesting, but very, like, just the way he comes at his roles and his movements, his just acting as a whole, it's very unique to me. Like, if I see him in a movie, I'll know right off the bat that's him. I mean, like, I'm unfamiliar with his name because, like, I don't hear it tossed out in the Hollywood realm that much, but, like, if I see him, I know it's him, and if I see him in a role, I know he's going to bring it. So another great pick for the bad guy, and just a solid actor. And good choice. Katie Holmes as Rachel, as the love interest for Bruce Wayne. She did a good job. Plays the role to a good aspect. She's not really a huge person of interest like in this movie, but she does the role justice, and I applaud her for that. She did a good job. I liked her in the movie. Tom Wilkinson as, sorry if I'm looking off the side of the screen a little bit. I have IMDb opened up right now, so I'm looking at the name of the actors. But Tom Wilkinson, he's been in a lot. Plays Falcone. Does a great job too. Plays a good bad guy. I really liked him in the role. Yeah, he brought that aspect of kind of how a good mob boss should be, as well as kind of playing a good antagonist towards Batman for a little bit. I mean, he's not the main bad guy, because like Scarecrow was probably more important than him, and then Ra's al Ghul by Liam Neeson. For his role, Falcone, he did a good job and a good choice for the role too as well. On to Liam Neeson, man. Great actor, been in the business for a long time. I've always liked him as an actor. Plays Ra's al Ghul to, I'm not going to, well, I'll say it. Plays it pretty close to perfection. Does a great job, man. He always brings it when he's on screen, no matter what he's playing. No matter if he's playing like a Taken kind of character or a very dramatic type of character in like Schindler's List. He does a great job every time he's on screen, and I really like that. And I know every time I'm going to see him in a movie, I know I'm going to, for the most part, enjoy it. I really liked him as Ra's al Ghul. And that's another thing, Ra's al Ghul, like, what's the proper pronunciation of that? Because, like, I know in Gotham TV show they call him Raish, but in Batman Begins, Dark Knight, stuff like that, this whole trilogy, they call him Ra's. So, like, what's the proper pronunciation? I don't know. I mean, like, does it really matter? I mean, in the comics, is it Ra's or is it Raish? That's something I'll have to look more into, but I think I like Ra's better than Raish, so I'm gonna say Ra's al Ghul for now. Yeah, he's very mysterious. When I first saw this movie, I did not pick him as, because I just thought he was like Ra's al Ghul's right-hand man. I did not think he was just like the main antagonist, as he really was Ra's al Ghul. But like in the beginning, he says Ra's al Ghul can be anybody or something like that, and so like maybe Ra's al Ghul is just, I don't know, maybe he's just a name, and like anybody could be him in the League of Shadows. But also, I think it is Liam Neeson who is real Ra's al Ghul, and he was just like misleading Bruce Wayne. Yeah, Liam Neeson, great antagonist for this movie, great actor. I really liked him in the role as well. Morgan Freeman, not much to say about him. He's a fantastic actor as well. Plays Lucius Fox. Does a great job for what he was put into. I like his little snarky comments here and there to Batman Bruce Wayne, like saying like stuff like Bruce Wayne says, "Oh, if you're feeling uncomfortable about this, I will understand," or something like that. And he's all like, "For the most part, whatever's in this room, it's yours." So he never asks questions, and he also says like, "Just don't take me for a dummy, Mr. Wayne." So yeah. I know it's a fact you guys saw me, like, not throwing funny, snarky comments here and there in this movie. And it's just like, there's nothing really to say that's bad about this movie. It's like I've said in the beginning, it's Batman Begins. It's a great movie. It's a solid movie. And it's just like, it brings the kid out of me, just reminded me of the times I used to watch Batman Beyond, Batman, the animated series, just like, brings me back to that time where I really enjoyed Batman, and I'm just really happy when this came out for Batman Begins to just take me back to my childhood. It was great. I mean, like, it's a more dramatic role, more dramatic Batman, and probably most kids would not like this or understand it that much. Because, like, I remember when Batman Begins first came out, I was probably, I don't know, maybe 8, 10, something like that. But when I first saw it, it was kind of a little boring for me, because like I didn't really understand it. So like maybe fast forward 3 or 4 years after that, and I watched it again, and like I really liked it. When I was a kid, I probably was expecting another Batman and Robin or Batman Forever, and so when I got Batman Begins, I kind of was like over it. I was like, I don't like it. But now I'm really happy they made this movie. It's a great movie, great acting, great script, great dialogue, great great one-liners by Michael Caine, and just like quotes, and just like you can quote. It's like something like Spider-Man and his Uncle Ben's quote: "With great power comes great responsibility." So, just quotes in there in Batman Begins is just kind of similar. I mean, probably not as well known, but just very meaningful words of wisdom, I guess, in the movie. Like when Christian Bale says to Michael Caine, "You haven't given up on me yet," and then Michael Caine responds, "Never." It's just stuff like that. It's just like, it makes you think, and it's also when Bruce Wayne's family was gunned down in the alley after the opera, just like that hit me more than when Michael Keaton's family was killed. I mean, like, maybe it wasn't as a big part as it is in Batman Begins, but I feel like it was just like, it hit me harder, maybe because of the acting, or maybe the background, because I got to understand how close he was to his dad and mom, and it's just something I felt more. It's Batman Begins hit me harder in the heart, and that's why I think I like this trilogy so much, is because, like, it's such remarkable movies, and it's just, you can relate to them in some way or shape or form. It's just, they're great. We got to talk about the ending really quick of Batman Begins. When that first came out, when I saw the Joker card when I was a kid, because the movie's titled Batman Begins, so I thought this was a prequel to Michael Keaton's Batman. And so when I first saw this and I saw the Joker card and flipped over, I thought this was alluding to Jack Nicholson's Joker, because I didn't know there was going to be a trilogy after Batman Begins. So I thought this was a prequel to Batman in 1989. And so that's what I thought. But I was so happy when I saw The Dark Knight, and I can't wait for us to watch that coming up. But yeah, just the ending, the climax of this movie, how it ended, I thought was really a solid ending and a great ending for this movie. And I have nothing really bad to say about it. So I'm just getting right to the point. Christian Bale as Batman. Where do I put him? And as Bruce Wayne. Where do I rank him out of all, what did I say, 7 or 8 Batman? I put him, I think I put him as 3rd. Yeah, out of everybody. So I'm not going to say 1st yet, because we haven't come to him yet. And I think you guys are already guessing who I put as 1st. But, so who did I say? I put George Clooney dead last, even though his role sucked. And I think he could have done a lot better if he was given a better script and a better film. Adam West. Second to last, Adam West. Val Kilmer. Christian Bale. Michael Keaton. And then I think there's only one person left, because we still haven't seen Robert Pattinson. His movie has not come out yet, so I'm not. So there's 6 Batman right now, and there'll be a 7th when Robert Pattinson comes out. So yeah, so Christian Bale is 3rd, top 3 right now. Michael Keaton's 2nd. So yeah, great movie, great acting, solid script. Looking forward to The Dark Knight, my favorite movie. I know I've said that like 50,000 times already, but I cannot stress how much this movie means to me, and how great it is, and how special it is in my heart, and what it does for just cinema as a whole. Probably the closest movie to perfection for me is The Dark Knight, and I'm really looking forward to watching it with you guys. Alright guys, so that wraps up Batman Begins, and we are on to The Dark Knight. I'm looking forward to it. You already know. I'm getting all giddy. I'm getting excited. Yeah, Dark Knight, here we come. So, you have my rating of this movie. Oh, also forgot to say, does this movie hold up to the day? Yes. No other need to say anything else. This movie holds up to the test of time. It is a great Batman movie. One of the best. Yes. The answer is yes. Just no matter what, Batman Begins holds up. It's a great film. Alright guys, let's hear what you thought of Batman Begins. If you haven't seen it, if this is your first time seeing clips of it for the first time, let me know what you thought of Batman Begins, and overall how it is between all the other Batman movies we watched. Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Adam West Batman. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you rank it out of all of them so far. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, Christian Bale as Batman. Also, let me know what you thought of Christian Bale and where you rank him out of all the Batman live action on screen so far, movies. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Hope you're having a great day, and Dark Knight, here we come. Peace.